Honestly, I really didn't even have the chance to come out of the closet. People knew, and it's one of those things where a mother's intuition tells all. My mother had the intuition that her son was a homosexual, but I really, like I said, I didn't come out the closet. I didn't have the opportunity to come out of the closet. I tell people that I was basically purged out of the closet. Um, Although my mother had an idea that I was a homosexual, she got the confirmation herself. At the time, I was dating a guy, and my mother basically went through my phone and saw this contact. I had his name saved as Bay. Bay. So I'm guessing she wanted to figure out who Bay was. So she took it upon herself to call Bay. And she interrogated him, asked him all sorts of questions, how he knew me, where we met, what our relationship was, yeah, the whole 9 yards. That situation really didn't sit well with me. I felt like, it was an invasion of my privacy. I felt like she should have given me the opportunity to tell her, or if she really wanted the confirmation, she should have asked, and I would have told her. But since that transpired, my family and my friends have always been supportive of my lifestyle. They've never once disrespected me. They've never once talked down on me, to my face at least. But they're all supportive. My mother to this day, she's still supportive of me. She doesn't talk much about it. Like, she doesn't ask me about my dating life. She doesn't ask me about my sex life or anything like that. It's one of those things where those things are better left unsaid. She doesn't even mention it anymore. But for the most part, my family and friends are supportive of my lifestyle. Honestly, it came with time. Like, I haven't. Growing up was very hard for me. I had a very hard childhood as it relates to self-esteem issues and being picked on and even being bullied. Um, it was hard. It was a challenge. I tell people, if any ordinary child went through what I went through, they probably would have resorted to suicide because it was a challenge. There were many times where I would come home from school and I would cry myself to sleep. I had no direction. I didn't know where to go. And my self-esteem was at an all-time low. From the time that I started middle school to high school, that's when I started having these issues, because at this point I feel like this is a very, in middle school, this is a very this is a pivotal point of your life. And I didn't accept myself. Like, I struggled with my sexuality. For one, I knew that I was homosexual, and I struggled with it because society, you know, puts this label that all homosexuality is wrong. So I knew that, and going to church and hearing them preach about it being wrong, I dealt with that. And then I dealt with, being picked on because of my size. I was shorter than most of my classmates. I was picked on for my Dumbo ears. I was picked on because I have a fairly large head. People would constantly refer to me as "Hey Arnold." They would talk about me having a 5 head. So I understand Rihanna's issue, but it took me realizing that it's not what people call you; it's what you answer to. Who said that? Who said that? It's not what people call you; it's what you answer to.
Wait, are you talking to me?
I'm in the video. I'm recording, actually. Who said that? Was it Mahalia Jackson? Not Mahalia Jackson. What's her name? The lady that died. Maya Angelou.
I'm not sure.
Maya Angelou. It's not what they call you; it's what you answer to. And that's what I had to realize. It's like what people.
Are you edit that part out?
No. People's ideals of me and how people view me, like I could not conform to that because, at the end of the day, I have to, I don't have anyone, I don't have to answer to them. And that's what I had to realize. I had to accept myself as I am, and just, move on with life. Like, fuck what people have to say. And I think whenever I started my Vine channel, that really it wasn't a confidence booster, but that was the point where I just stopped caring what other people thought. I just stopped caring, and then from there, I'm not gonna say that I'm the most confident person. I'm not gonna say that my self esteem is at an all time high, but my self esteem isn't where it used to be years ago, and for that I'm grateful. So yeah, my advice to anyone dealing with self esteem issues is, just be you. Accept yourself for who you are, despite your size, your shape, your sexuality, your race, your color, your creed, your skin tone. Just accept yourself for who you are. And yeah, it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to. So don't answer to people's, what's the word? Don't answer to people ridiculing you and criticizing you and ostracizing you. Just be you. Don't be afraid to be you. I honestly believe that everything that you go through, every test and every trial that you go through, it's all for a reason. I like to use to paint a clearer picture, I like to use the process of a diamond. A diamond doesn't start out as this beautiful gem. A diamond has to go through so many trials and so many tribulations in order for it to be this beautiful gem. So in everything that you go through, no matter how long you feel like you're going through it, or no matter how many times you've been through it, just focus on the end process, and just know that you will be a diamond soon. Withstand the test of time, because you can. And just be strong, be courageous, and just hang in there. Don't be bitter, because bitterness isn't going to change the fact that you're going through these things. So yes, I am originally from Columbia, Tennessee, but I currently live in Nashville, Tennessee. Honestly, you just do. If someone in your past has treated you horribly, it is in your best interest that you do whatever it is that you need to do to pack up your emotions and move them elsewhere. Um, I don't think you should stick around and invest any more of your time in someone or a situation, a relationship, or a friendship for that matter, of someone who treats you horribly or doesn't see your worth. So it's best that you remove yourself from that person. Sometimes that means you have to completely cut off all communicational ties. If you follow them on social media, unfollow them. I've even sometimes had to block them, delete their number. I've sometimes had to block their number as well. But it's important that you cut off all communicational ties with that individual so that you can get yourself emotionally detached from that individual. That's my philosophy, and that's how I feel it should be done. But ultimately, it is your choice whether or not you are prepared to completely remove that person from your emotional bank account, if you will. Honestly, someone who has something going for himself. I've been that person that had that laundry list of physical attributes that I look for in a guy: light skinned, nice body, blah, 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 blah. But I found that that list really didn't work out well for me. It's so cookie cutter. And I realized that some guys can lack some of those particular attributes, but they possess other attributes. They're goal oriented. They are consistent, which is monumental. Mutuality, honesty, trustworthy, all of that, all of those attributes. They might possess those particular things, but those physical attributes might not be there. So again, when people ask me what type of guys are you into, I try not to have a blueprint of what I'm looking for, because I think that sometimes can get you in trouble.